This is from ESPN.com. Did the Browns hit their free agency goals is the question. Other than trading for Jeudy, the Browns primarily focused on re-signing their core free agents. Browns are banking that Jeudy, a former first-round pick, still has number one wide receiver upside. Otherwise, Cleveland is basically running back the 2023 team. Well, to a point, here's the thing. They're running it back with their top three tackles healthy, with their franchise quarterback healthy, and hopefully getting their franchise running back. So if that constitutes running it back, I guess they're running it back then.
Hey, you know who ran it back? The Kansas City Chiefs. They actually ran it back with less, right? If your team's good, your team's good. You don't need to go out here and make a million different splashes in free agency. I think we get caught up in that in March about the teams that are going to make the big moves. And some of them, you know, they sign these big name players. But let's be real. Are we going to be talking about the Raiders in February? No, we're not going to be talking about the Raiders in February, right? They made some big splash signings, but we know what that is, right? There are going to be teams that get excitement during this period, but I think, honestly, it comes down to who has a good roster. And also, like, Dave, have we forgotten this whole ideal of, like, hey, returning a lot of players is really good. Like in college football, we understand this concept. Oh, this team has a ton of returning starters and they got a lot of seniors and ooh, they're going to be good. But now it's like, oh yeah, well, you need to get 3-5 stars from the transfer portal to start right away. I guess you're going to stink now, right? No, the Browns have a lot of returning star players, guys coming back from injury as well, from a roster that was so good that they could win with 4 different quarterbacks, including a 39-year-old Joe Flacco. It's good enough to get him back into the league, by the way. Like, shout out to Joe Flacco. Got an $8 million contract, made a great decision to play with the Cleveland Browns. But this is a really good roster. The defense is really good. Yeah, they ran it back, I guess, if you want to put it like that. But if you're running back a really good roster, I think you're in a pretty good place, right?
And they're counting on Jerry Jeudy to be a number 2. Again, Amari Cooper's a number 1 receiver. I don't understand why people don't want to give Amari Cooper credit for being a number 1. He's a number 1 receiver. He just is.
And they paid Jerry Jeudy like a number 2 receiver, right? Like $17 million is like a high-tier number 2 receiver, right? Right now, he's been a number 2 receiver. I think they're expecting him to make the jump to like a high tier, like 1,000-yard number 2 receiver. And then they'll probably, you know, either look to Coop or if Jerry Jeudy does explode, they might look to him as a number 1. But, yeah, that money that they gave him is number 2 receiver money. Number 1 receiver money is usually like 23 to 28 million. Which is crazy.
Yeah. It's good work if you can get it.